Starfleet, a symbol of hope and progress. But beneath that gleaming facade lies a trove of shadows few dare to mention. Let's tear through the veneer and expose the Federation's deeper rabbit holes. The Omega Directive is Starfleet's most terrifying secret. In Voyager, Starfleet commands the complete annihilation of Omega particles, regardless of the cost, even if it means destroying civilizations, erasing data, or violating every known principle of diplomacy. The crew is ordered to sabotage, destroy, and cover it up without oversight. That's not exploration. That's genocide, masked as protocol. Then there's the infamous patterns of force. Starfleet sends a cultural observer to a developing planet, who decides the best way to stabilize the government is to recreate. What follows is full-blown fascism, a planet governed by goose steps and propaganda. The result? Starfleet unintentionally sparks one of the most morally bankrupt regimes in Federation history. And that's Canon. Section 31 is another dark corner of Starfleet, an autonomous Black Ops unit authorized by Article 14, Section 31 of Starfleet's own charter. They assassinate, manipulate, spread bioweapons, and operate entirely in secret. In Deep Space Nine, Sisko is forced to collaborate with them to win the Dominion War. That's not the price of peace. It's the cost of power. When Utopia hides monsters in the basement, is it really a utopia? The Augment storyline reveals even more rot. In Enterprise, we see Starfleet scientists playing with genetics, reviving godlike humans engineered for superiority. But when things go south, they nearly launch a pathogen-loaded torpedo toward Klingon space to cover it up. That's not just unethical, that's biological warfare disguised as damage control. Then there's the Prime Directive. Non-interference in developing civilizations is supposed to be Starfleet's highest law, but it's violated over and over again. Kirk arms one side of a planetary civil war. Picard interferes when it suits him. Janeway breaks it to protect her crew. The rule only applies when it's convenient, and that makes it meaningless. In one of the darkest moments in Star Trek history, Deep Space Nine's In the Pale Moonlight, Sisko knowingly authorizes bribery, forgery, and murder to bring the Romulans into the war. He manufactures evidence, collaborates with a killer, and lies to an entire empire. Then looks into the camera and says, "I can live with it." That's not a moral compromise, that's a confession. These aren't isolated incidents. These are patterns. Starfleet's moral high ground is built on a foundation of control, secrecy, and selective ethics. They have saved lives and brokered peace, but they've also committed atrocities, covered up crimes, and sacrificed innocents for the so-called greater good. So the next time you hear someone say Starfleet always stands for what's right, ask yourself, right for who? One more example. Let's talk about the forced relocation of the Maquis. In Star Trek Insurrection, Starfleet, working with the Sonar, tries to secretly displace an entire civilization from their own planet. Why? To harvest the metaphasic particles in the planet's rings, particles that could extend human life. It's not about peace, it's about profit. And when Picard objects, he's treated as a traitor for defending innocent people. That's not utopia. That's exploitation in a Starfleet uniform. And let's not forget the Maquis. When the Federation signs a treaty with the Cardassians, they abandon Federation citizens in newly drawn Cardassian space. When those citizens refuse to leave their homes, Starfleet turns on them. They label them terrorists and send their own officers to hunt them down. Starfleet didn't protect its people. It sold them out and punished them for resisting. Even the science has a dark edge. In TNG's Force of Nature, it's revealed that warp travel damages the fabric of space. The Federation issues a quiet speed limit, but almost no one follows it. The message is clear. Warp travel matters more than preserving the universe. Convenience over consequences. Time and again, Starfleet wraps its actions in high ideals, but the truth is grittier. There's blood on those phasers, silence behind those commands, and history written by those who got away with it. So ask again, is Starfleet the galaxy's guiding light, or just another empire hiding its sins behind a flag?